I can read about insects. Listen, you may not see them, but you can hear them. The sounds of insects fill the night air. The insect world is alive with strange sounds, beautiful colors, and fascinating creatures. Insects work, fight, hunt, and play. The insect world is alive with beauty, danger, and mystery. Insects are found just about everywhere on Earth. There are many, many kinds of insects. There are over 800,000 types of known insects. Some scientists believe there are millions more to discover. There is a great variety of shapes and sizes in the insect world. Some, like the flea, are so tiny you need a magnifying glass to see them. Others, like the tropical walking stick, are over a foot long. There is a great difference in insect homes and habits. Water bugs and dragonflies make their homes in or near water. Some, like ants, live underground. Others, like butterflies, can fly long distances. Some insects have special flippers for swimming or powerful legs for jumping and digging. Some have strong wings for flying. No other group in the animal kingdom has so many different colors and patterns. Some insects are brightly colored: red, blue, yellow, orange, green. Some have stripes and dots. Others look like sand, earth, leaves, or trees. They blend in with their homes and hide from their enemies. But no matter what they look like, all insects share certain characteristics. All insects have 6 legs. Insects have 3 main parts to their bodies. Most insects have wings and an antenna on each side of their heads for smelling and touching. Most insects start life as a small egg and breathe air. An insect does not have a skeleton inside its body. It has a shell outside its body. As its body grows larger, the insect grows a new and larger shell. The 3 main parts of an insect's body are the head, thorax, and abdomen. On the head are the feelers, the eyes, and the mouth. The middle section is the thorax. Legs and wings are connected to the thorax. The abdomen is the back section. Food is digested in the abdomen. The world of insects is a very large world of small creatures. A scientist who studies insects is called an entomologist. An entomologist tries to learn more about insect habits, where they live, what they eat, how they grow, and what they do. Insects are fascinating creatures, and some of the most fascinating creatures are social insects. Social insects live in groups. They work together and share homes or colonies. They are like a family or a small community. Ants and bees are called social insects. Some ants build their colonies underground. They dig tunnels from the top of the ground to special rooms in the colony. Each ant in the colony has a special job to do. The queen ant lays all the eggs. There are many worker ants. All the workers are female ants. Some are soldiers who must guard the colony. Some are nurses who must take care of the eggs. Some workers must clean the rooms, while others must hunt for food. Honeybees are social insects. They live and work together. The one queen lays all the eggs. The drones are the queen's mates. And the female workers run the hive and do the work. They also get nectar from flowers to make honey for the hive. In the hive, eggs are laid in the cells of a honeycomb. A baby bee starts to grow in the cell. After 3 days, a worker feeds the worm-like baby, called a larva, honey and pollen. After 5 days, the worker puts a wax top over the cell. The baby is growing inside. After 21 days, a grown bee bites through the wax and crawls out of the cell. In the insect world, most creatures are not social. They live alone. They must find their own food. They must fight their own battles, sometimes life and death battles. Crickets, beetles, mosquitoes, and grasshoppers are these kinds of insects. Life in the insect world is a struggle. For most insects, life is less than a year. For them, life is a season, or less. That is nature's way. More insects die than live, but nature has helped insects survive or adapt. Many insects grow in stages. This process is called metamorphosis. Baby insects become adult insects in stages. In its cell, in the honeycomb, the honeybee starts life as an egg. Then it changes to a worm-like larva. Then it changes to a pupa. Then it develops into an adult honeybee. Many insects go through metamorphosis in 3 stages. They start as an egg, then they develop into a nymph. During the nymph stage, they may or may not look like their parents. The 3rd and last stage is called the adult stage. Then they are ready for the world. Dragonflies, chinch bugs, crickets, grasshoppers, and mayflies are some of the insects that go through metamorphosis in 3 stages. The female cricket, for instance, lays her eggs in the ground. When the eggs hatch, tiny crickets called nymphs appear. A nymph is hungry and begins to eat. Soon it grows too large for its outside shell or skeleton. The molting process begins. As its body grows larger, the shell splits and falls away. The nymph grows a new shell, which fits better. After several changes, the nymph finally develops into an adult cricket. Many insects go through metamorphosis in 4 stages. This is called complete metamorphosis. Butterflies, moths, bees, ants, beetles, and wasps go through metamorphosis in 4 stages. Life starts in the egg stage. Before long, a worm-like larva hatches. It does not look at all like its parents. A caterpillar is a larva. The larva is hungry. It eats and grows and eats and grows. Then, when it is ready, the larva stops eating and gets ready to rest. It becomes a pupa. It may spin a cocoon for a safe covering. Inside, a great change has taken place. Then one fine day, the covering splits or cracks open and an adult insect is born. Look closer at the larva on a leaf. The larva is a hungry little creature. As it eats and grows, it also molts. It sheds its too tight skin. Some caterpillars become more colorful with each molt. The monarch caterpillar has rings of white, yellow, and black on its shiny green skin. When the monarch caterpillar is ready to stop eating, it attaches itself upside down to a branch by spinning a sticky silk. Now it is ready to enter the pupa stage. The pupa stage is the third stage of metamorphosis. The pupa stage begins with a final molt. The caterpillar loses its bright colors and its many tiny legs. The old skin slides off and falls to the ground. The monarch is now protected in a green sac or chrysalis. Inside the chrysalis, the caterpillar is turning into a butterfly. Then about 12 days later, the chrysalis cracks open and what emerges is a beautiful butterfly. At first, its wings are wet and wrinkled. When the wings are dry, something wonderful happens. The adult butterfly is ready to take to the air. How good life is! But for the monarchs born in late summer, there is much to do. As the summer ends, the monarch begins their seasonal journey south to find warmer weather. Some monarchs will travel 3,000 miles looking for warmer weather and a good place to lay eggs. They'll travel by day and rest at night. Monarchs will lay their eggs on the leaves of the milkweed plant. When the young monarch caterpillar hatches, it will be hungry for the leaves of the milkweed. The return journey back north is hard. The monarchs are weak and tired. Most die on the way. The monarch that flies south for the winter is not the same monarch that completes the return flight home. When spring comes, the monarch's eggs hatch. In time, a new adult monarch will complete the return flight, arriving north in time for summer, ready to begin the process over again. It is a journey of generations. There are many beautiful butterflies, but it is the monarch who makes the long journey from north to south. The world of insects is filled with strange sights and sounds. Watch the fireflies at work. A firefly has a special organ in its abdomen which makes a glowing light. Listen to the crickets chirping. The male cricket is the musician. He makes his chirping sound by rubbing his wings together. The insect world is filled with creatures that are helpful and harmful. Locusts, weevils, aphids, and Japanese beetles eat crops and cause damage. Mosquitoes, fleas, and flies can carry disease. Moths can also be helpful or harmful. Some, like the hungry larva of the gypsy moth, can destroy trees and plants, but other moths can spin soft silk. Insects like the ladybug and the praying mantis are helpful. They eat insects that are harmful to people. And of course, bees make delicious honey. One of the most important things that insects do is to help the flowers grow by carrying pollen from flower to flower. Insects play an important role in nature. They are food for birds and fish and other animals. They help in the balance of nature. The insect world is alive with strange sounds, beautiful colors, and fascinating creatures. There are insects that help make plants, fruits, and vegetables grow. There are insects that help make flowers bloom. There are some that just flutter in the wind and make our world more beautiful.